This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Good day, Real News Media TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for November 9, 2022. And in the news today, 2 people in custody after firearm and ammo seizure in Hanover. Lawmen in the Hanover division seized a Smith & Wesson 9mm pistol along with 3 magazines and 20 rounds of ammunition during an operation at Macquarie District, Hopewell in the parish on Monday, November 7. Reports from the Sandy Bay police are that about 7:50 a.m., a police team searched the premises and found 2 magazines. A further search was done and the firearm and the other magazine were found in bushes. A man and a woman who were occupants of the house were taken into custody. Their identities are being withheld pending further investigations, the police said. Patterson not charged in Slickiana case. After about a 40-minute question and answer session on Tuesday, the police failed to charge Roisin Patterson with any crime in connection with the death of social media influencer Anika Slickiana Townsend. He was questioned in the presence of a lawyer who sat in on behalf of his attorney Michelle Thomas. Patterson was reportedly asked direct questions about Townsend, to which he responded with general answers. He remains behind the bars as a result of being charged last week with abduction in connection with a 2018 incident. On Tuesday, Thomas fled the police, arguing that her client had been shabbily treated. Right now, they would have prejudiced the man because they would have highlighted the fact that he is a person of interest, obscured the public, and now when we reach at the brink of a moment, there is nothing conclusive to say that he did anything or that there is even a case for him to answer, she told the news. It is just sad that this 2018 matter had to come to the fore in light of another matter being brought to light. So one would have to wonder whether or not the police would have pursued this 2018 case if he was not a person of interest regarding the Anika matter, she added. A court date has not been set for the 2018 matter, but Thomas said preparations will now have to be made for her client's defense. Patterson was charged last week, Thursday, with abduction and assault in connection with an incident that took place between himself and a woman who was alleged to be his girlfriend. In that incident, he reportedly asked the complainant to meet him at a gas station on Duhaney Park Road in the corporate area. When they met, he reportedly showed her a picture of her new boyfriend and demanded to know how many times they had sex. Patterson reportedly drove away with the woman before stopping along the road and attempting to choke her. She was also allegedly hit all over her body. It is further alleged that Patterson asked the woman for money, she refused, and he threatened to kill her and dispose of her body. Allegations are that after the woman convinced him that she would not report the incident, he took her back to her car and then drove away. She later reported the alleged incident to the police. There were no updates on the case until Patterson was named as a person of interest in the Townsend case on October 22, a day after the body of the 35-year-old Kingston woman was retrieved from the sea in Reading, St. James. A post-mortem conducted on November 5 indicated that Townsend, who had a shoelace around her neck, was strangled. Thomas said her client will never recover from the way the police have handled the investigation. Whether he overcomes this hurdle or not, he will always be scarred, and in the public's eye, his reputation is gone. It is a sad day when the Jamaica Constabulary Force would have a man have his picture posted, ask that he come in, create a picture as though he was not innocent, and so they have cogent evidence when in fact they did not have anything, she said. Security companies withholding benefits from guards for years, says Morrison. President of the Union of Clerical, Administrative and Supervisory Employees, Vincent Morrison, is arguing that security companies have been withholding benefits entitled to guards for years, long before the recent court ruling. Mr. Morrison contends that there was a change in legislation more than 10 years ago, which redefined the role of security guards from independent contractors to employees. However, he noted that the security companies did not respond to the change, adding that the industry has gotten away with this for years. Mr. Morrison cited vacation leave and maternity leave as two of the employee benefits the guards have been denied for at least 40 years.
When the law was amended in 2006, I think it was, defining a worker, from that amendment was made to the Labor Relations and Industrial Disputes. The security guards were not independent contractors. They were employees. So the company has gotten away, the industry has gotten away with this for years. Some of these guards have been working for 40 years. No vacation leave, no maternity. Can you imagine? Women working in an industry. Parliament has passed a law which say they are entitled to maternity leave. And Jamaican women after 6 years of independence not been paid maternity leave because some people sit in an office and say, look, we're going to do this and we're going to prevent them. That is something that they should have asked the court to do. They can come and say they want transition time. They should have asked the court to say, look, we need whatever time to do what we want to do. I'm not sure perhaps the court would have granted enough time. The court has not granted such time.
Security guard fined $100,000 for sending death threats. A security guard who confessed to sending death threats via WhatsApp to a resident of an apartment complex where she was stationed has been sentenced to a fine of $100,000. Samantha Edwards-Smith, who pleaded guilty to malicious communication during her first appearance last month and was remanded in custody, is to serve 6 months if the fine is not paid. The court was told that Edwards-Smith sent a series of WhatsApp messages to the complainant stating, "You are going to die soon. Your time has come and we are going to teach you a lesson." During the sentencing hearing on Tuesday, the 26-year-old mother apologized, stating that it was her ignorance that led her to being in custody. She confessed to sending the messages because the complainant accused her of allowing an unauthorized person onto the compound after leaving the security post unmanned when she went to use the restroom. Prior to sentencing the security guard, Senior Parish Judge Lorian Cole Montague took into consideration that the security guard had no previous conviction and that she did not waste the court's time since she pleaded guilty during her first appearance. Auditor General unearths anomalies in government spending for COVID-19. The Auditor General has unearthed several anomalies in how funds allocated to deal with the COVID-19 pandemic were spent by the Ministries of Health and Wellness and the Labor and the Social Security. The Auditor General's report on the findings was tabled in the House of Representatives on Tuesday. The government allotted a little more than $8 billion to the Ministry of Health and Wellness, and the Ministry of Labor and the Social Security got $1.1 billion. The report showed that the Ministry of Health and Wellness made payments totaling $337 million to 7 hotels and guest houses to provide quarantine accommodations, but only one of the service providers was contracted formally. The ministry also paid out $124 million to 8 suppliers for infrastructural works without any contract being in place. The Ministry of Health was also cited for failing to abide by the Financial Administration and Audit Act in the transfer of $174 million to several agencies, with concerns raised about the mechanisms put in place to monitor and track the COVID-19 emergency spending. The Health Ministry spent $189.21 million for the purchase of fixed assets, which were reportedly acquired to support its COVID-19 response efforts. The Auditor General found that the sum included $23 million worth of assets not included in its inventory and $2 million spent on television sets and tables, for which there was no indication on how they related to the Ministry's COVID-19 response initiatives. The review found that the Ministry of Labor and the Social Security's database provided no assurance that only eligible persons got humanitarian assistance, nor were there records to ensure proper accountability and transparency in the receipt and distribution of items. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.